Hello and welcome to my Milestone presentation number 4. Throughout the course, I was tasked every couple of weeks to research different subjects pertaining to the topic I chose. Multimedia and how it negatively affects communication is the topic that I selected. So it's easy to see that technology is changing around us quickly. In Sherry Turkle's TED Talk, Connected But Alone, Sherry talks about how technology is changing communication. For example, in the business world, we're having less meetings because we can connect with each other through mediums like email, but at the same time we're having less meetings, they're becoming less productive because people are distracted by their phones and texting, or other devices like sending email on their laptop. The main point is that Sherry was trying to bring up is that even though we may be communicating more through mediums such as our laptops and phones, we're communicating less in person. But I have to ask why. Why are we communicating less? And I believe it's because we're looking for an easier way to communicate, but losing to the ability to work with one another face to face while this happens. As a force for social change, we can look at the internet. I'd like to focus on Facebook. Although I'm not a huge fan of Facebook, it allows people from different areas to connect and share ideas. As we share ideas, we can understand each other and communicate with more people in an easier fashion. Now, as an IT major who works in a technical support environment, my job literally revolves around technology. My job is to support developers in creating more advanced technology, and by nature, and I work in a very highly technological facility. Just like the majority of jobs, I communicate with the engineers mainly by using email. I personally find this to be the most convenient and quickest way to communicate with others. But if anything important happens to someone I support, we can simply set up a meeting and work with one another to resolve any issues. In Jan Chipchase's TED Talk, The Anthropology of Mobile Phones, we often speak about when everyone is connected and what happens when ideas are shared immediately. A thought I've had is that ideas are being spread through devices that everyone is attached to. There will be a complete change with our interactions and usage when devices become, because people won't have to wait for anything anymore. If everyone is constantly connected, you won't have to wait for a letter or even the time it takes for someone to get to a computer to send an email. With mobile devices, everyone is constantly connected, and this completely shapes our interactions with one another as well as our usage of this technology. In Jan's TED Talk, he talks about cell phones and how everyone will have one. One of Jan's main points is how we are delegating tasks to everything we possibly can. I think there are positives in delegating tasks, such as having to go to a computer to check and send email, while a phone is a much more convenient way to do this. What happens when we use our phones for everything? Our persona is lost because we are only alive through our phones and we don't spend time outside of them. While society is changing due to emerging technologies, it is clear that we're going to have a few issues that will need to be addressed. There have already been issues with unmanned aerial vehicles flying over people's properties, as well as the problem of privacy. Not only do these drones fly over people's properties, but they also take pictures and videos of what would have otherwise been private. Another issue I'd like to show is the capabilities of phones. Nowadays, phones have the ability to take pictures, videos, and record what we're saying. This has become such a big problem that there have been entire upheavals for not only civilian laws to protect people from phones, but also police policies that have started to change and adapt to emerging technologies like phones.